Subcommittee. Guys, it's a new week. We had on our first guest last week. Those were the vibes. We got our first episode back out. Everything's going good. Podcast-wise, life-wise, my life's in shambles, but no. Okay. My life is not in shambles, and we'll get to that. Did you guys like the episode with Lucas? I thought that was fun. What the heck? My freaking nail just got attached to my shirt. That's weird. Okay. So I got some great feedback from the people that watched the episode with Lucas. And obviously I get to watch these episodes back myself when I'm editing. And I liked it. I did like it. He did a great job. Obviously, like, to get out of your comfort zone when you're on a podcast and you're in front of a camera and lights and microphones, all of that, it's hard to like fully be yourself unless it's like a consistent thing that you're doing every single week like I'm doing. So I feel like I really showcase like myself. I feel like if Lucas and I did a podcast together where he was here like every single week, you guys would get to see a side of Lucas that you wouldn't expect, because a lot of people think he's like, is it unconfrontational or non-confrontational? I don't know. Everybody thinks he like isn't confrontational, when in reality it's always me. Oh, and everybody thinks I'm confrontational, but in reality it's always like me having to be like, stop, don't say that, calm down, shh. And so I feel like it'd be really funny if we actually started a podcast together and you guys got to see his personality every week and like see the layers being peeled back. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. You guys got to see his sweet side, because he is a sweetheart, but it's not like that all the time. So don't get it twisted. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Somebody made a comment that made me want to mention something, and they were like, I can't believe you didn't cry like during that episode. And so the one thing you're going to have to remember when it comes to the conversations about the accident with Lucas is this was 9 months ago. We have had so many conversations about that entire situation and about that time in our lives. And the first conversations we ever had together, in the midst of that entire thing, it was wild. So yeah, I can't recreate raw emotion. And, you know, some of the questions I asked were really for y'all's benefit only, not mine. Okay, wait, my boob is literally like coming out the bottom of my shirt. Okay, sorry. We're going to just do a little lift situation right there. Okay. It happens, you know. Okay. Let's stay there, girls. Okay. So, yeah, I can't recreate my raw emotion. The questions I asked were like benefiting you guys and stuff that I already know and maybe you guys would want to hear. So yeah, that's why it wasn't really an emotional thing. And then like, I don't know if you didn't listen to the whole episode, there was a point where Lucas talked about how he has not been able to like cry at all since the accident. And he doesn't know if it's because of the brain injury or because nothing's just been sad enough or because he's like, oh, I'm so grateful that I'm even here. There's nothing I can even cry about. So yeah, that's why he didn't cry, because he just hasn't cried yet. But trust me, I've cried plenty. There's been plenty of opportunities for me to cry. So I don't need to cry anymore. But yeah, that was fun and exciting. And I'm excited for my next guest. This is a solo episode, but I think you guys will be really excited about my next guest. Like, am I going to announce it or am I going to wait? Should I, you know what? Let me think about it for the remainder of this episode, and maybe I'll tell you at the end who's going to be my next guest. Okay, so today, what are we talking about? Yeah, let me get into it. Sorry, sometimes my intros can be super long. And that's annoying sometimes. And sometimes you just like to see what I have to say about certain things. Obviously, if you wouldn't be coming to a podcast. Okay, you know what? Shut up. Okay. Let's take a 10-second moment of silence for the people that died on that submarine. Okay. RIP, rest in peace. Dude, I wanted to talk about the submarine situation because, like, holy shit. Like, we as humans, and I'm included in this, and I don't like it. Just because I am a part of something or involved in something does not mean I agree with it or like it. But, like, we have completely desensitized death. Like, not even like the next day, but like the same day. Like, I got on TikTok after, hearing that like all of the people in the submarine like probably died. There was like hella memes and hella TikToks just making fun of the whole entire situation. And like I'd be lying if I said like I didn't chuckle at a few of them. And that's wrong. I don't want to see these memes or TikToks like making jokes about people that actually died. Like, you guys, this isn't a movie. This isn't a show. Like, this is real life. Real people lost their children, lost their husband, lost their friend. Like, real people died, and people are on TikTok making fun of it, and I'm having to like scroll past it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's not funny. Like, stop, like, get away from me. But like, it's like a train wreck. Like, you can't look away. And I don't want to be involved. Like, I don't want to be involved. Like, all I want to do is keep the family and friends in my prayers. And you know what? When it's your time to die, it's your time to die. If you're unaware about this whole entire situation, basically some really rich people took a submarine down with the, I don't know, owner of the submarine, owner of this huge big company, Ocean Gate, and went down because they wanted to see the Titanic shipwreck. And I guess an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes into the expedition, I think they've confirmed that the submarine imploded, and because of maybe like a crack or something I don't know. Regardless, people died, real people, and that's depressing. So yeah, I just wanted to like make a comment, an observation that like, why are we making fun of this? Like, people were doing tweets too. It's just like, oh my God, please stop. I don't want to see another joke about the submarine because that's depressing. Like, imagine you're one of the family members and you get on TikTok just to like, because you're sad and you're sitting in your bed crying and you're just like, I need to scroll you literally can't scroll social media because that's all anybody was talking about is the freaking submarine. And then they were just joking about it. So yeah, that's depressing. This world is fucked up on so many levels, and I want no part of it. That's the kind of shit that makes me want to go and delete social media, because it's like, I can't take shit like that seriously. So yeah, get off my FYP. I'm done with you. I just want to just say that about the submarine situation. What's the next topic? So you guys, so throughout the week, I kind of like do life, and like whatever is like a thought in my head or like I'm going through, I make a note about it. And I'm like, okay, I'll talk about that on the podcast. Because I want it to be as relatable as possible. Like, I don't want to be like, okay, like, I know this is how you're supposed to do it, but I just want to do it my way. I don't want to see like what the trending topic is and then be like, okay, that's what I need to talk about. If I don't have an interest in it or I don't have much to say about it, then why am I going to talk about it? You know what I mean? So, then I just had a random, like, it was like shower thoughts where I was just like thinking about like old friends. And I was thinking about how like, oh, every old friend that I've had that I either still have or like, no, I guess I'm talking about friends that I don't have anymore. But like, I was thinking about all of the friends that used to be friends at one point and now they're not. And I was like, I miss every single one of them because at a point, like, I enjoyed their company. Like, if you were my friend, I obviously enjoyed your company. What, even if like the friendship ended because you did things that weren't so friendly, or I did things that weren't so friendly, like, I still miss my old friends. And I think that's where I might just be speaking for myself, but I have the tendency to forgive friends and crawl back into their lives and try and like mend the friendship and make it work again. And then it just doesn't. And I'm like, why didn't this work? And it's because not everybody is supposed to stay in your life. Like, I know you guys have heard that saying, like, somebody came into your life either for a reason, a season, or a lesson or something. And like, you really have to embrace that and realize that it's true. And I think what my problem is, and could be somebody else's problem, is that when I start thinking about old good memories with friends, I'm like, oh, I miss that person. Like, and this could even be with an ex too, by the way. Like, oh, I miss this about them. Oh, I miss that about them. Just because there's certain things you miss about them or certain times you enjoyed with them, it doesn't mean they're supposed to be in your life. It doesn't mean that they're right for you. It doesn't mean that you and that person have a good chemistry and vibe, like, and can further that. Like, there can be parts of somebody that you love, but like, as a whole, they just aren't meant to be in your life. And I have to kind of keep telling myself that because I always just miss somebody. And then I'm like, I'm going to send them a little text message. I know I've talked about these things on the podcast before. Like, I've been super cringy and like text somebody a random TikTok and then I get no response. And I'm like, okay, so guess they aren't missing me. Okay. So yeah, when I am, in the car and I hear a random song, or I'm in the shower and I'm just having thoughts and in my head, and I have a moment where I'm like, oh, I miss that person. I have to like reel myself in and be like, wait a second, that person doesn't even fuck with you or like the things that you do. Like, just because you miss them does not mean you need to reach out to them, because nothing's going to change, I don't know. Should you or not? Because then people change also. And you change, and maybe now it will work out. See, I'm just here trying to figure it out too, guys. Like, I don't know what the right course of action is. Anyone else? I'm just fucking clueless when it comes to all freaking categories of life. I don't know, dude. I just miss my friend. I just like people and I want them to like me back. And it's just fucking pathetic. I know. Okay. One thing I want to talk about, because I talk a lot about like being vulnerable and being like your true self on social media, and that like I'm sick of the highlight reel. And that is not me forcing you to share things on social media that you want to keep private, that you hold close to your heart, that you don't want other people to have access, things that you don't want people to have access to. Being vulnerable is attractive to me because it shows people that they aren't alone in what they're feeling. And I've struggled with, comparing my life to people on social media, and I have friends that have done that, and it sucks. But I think at the end of the day, you just have to know that like a lot of social media isn't real, and the ones that do want to be vulnerable and share parts of their life, like, thank you, because it's nice to relate. But by no means, if you are a private person, do you need to give people access to things that you want to keep private. That's on you. And I'm like that too. Like, I don't want everybody to know every single thing about my life. Like, I know it seems weird me saying that here because I talk about almost every single thing. But then sometimes I'm like, maybe I need to set boundaries for myself about what I share and what I don't. Like, I think when I talk about sharing things and being vulnerable, what I really mean is like, don't be fake. Don't pretend to be something that you're not. But yeah, I just wanted to like reiterate that you don't have to be a vulnerable person. Like, you don't have to be, and you can be a vulnerable person, just not on the internet. Like, you can be like, I am vulnerable, but I'm not going to go put it online. Like, not everybody deserves that part of me. And to bounce off of that kind of topic, I have an example for like my real life where I'm like contradicting who I am as a person. And then I'm like, wait a second, what are you doing? So me and Lucas attended one of Callie's little friends' birthday party at his house the other day. Lucas is bonded with one of the dads of the kids in Callie's class. And he calls me over because he's like talking to like the husband and the wife, and he calls me over and he was like, yeah, I was just telling them how like we have to use condoms, and I gotta get a vasectomy because we have to use condoms right now. And I'm like, oh, really? You don't have to share everything, you know? Like, I was a little bit embarrassed and like taken aback a little bit because he's like talking about a vasectomy and us using condoms, which a lot of people are always like, what the fuck, you use condoms? Yeah, we used condoms, guys, because we're not trying to have a little accident and me end up pregnant again and then I can't work again and then the whole thing starts over. No, thank you. So I was like, wow, okay, you don't have to share everything. Like, I said that out loud. And then he started laughing and they started laughing and I was just embarrassed. And then I started to think about it and I was like, well, that's what I do on Gossip Committee. Like, I literally just expose everything. So me and Lucas were like sitting at dinner or whatever the other day. And he's like, yeah, like, you want to like tell people I milk you like a cow, but I can't tell people that I'm going to get a vasectomy because we have to use condoms right now. Like, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just when there's a person actually staring at me and I don't really know them well, I'm kind of like, I don't want to share all of my business. But then when I'm here, like, I feel like I'm intimately hanging out with you and I can share my business with you guys. But then it goes on the internet and everybody who has access to it can see it. What do I do, guys? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. And then like, Lucas in class. Okay, so I told you guys we're taking real estate class, right? Okay, so we're taking real estate class and we're getting like more comfortable and stuff with all of our classmates and our teacher and stuff. And Lucas is loud. He tells like sex jokes because our teacher loves jokes. Like, she started the whole course with like, I love jokes. Every day at the beginning of the class, somebody has to tell me a joke. When we come back for lunch, we need a joke. Like, so y'all get your jokes ready. So Lucas has been telling dirty sex jokes and I'm like humiliated and embarrassed. And I'm like, stop. That's not cute. That's not funny. That's disgusting. Like, don't say that. Like, I'm just like sitting here like judging him so freaking hard. And I'm like, I literally talk so much shit on the podcast and joke around, and it's like, everybody has, like, my teacher could have access to Gossip Committee page, you know, like, it's not private. It can't be private. If I want it to be a business page, you guys, I thought about making it private and literally only accept. I don't know. Like, am I trying to grow, or am I just trying to, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. But I like being here. By the way, I'm in my freaking hot ass garage right now. So if my hair starts getting frizzy or if I start sweating profusely, you know why. Like, it's literally 85 degrees outside and I'm in my garage. So, yeah, I need air conditioning. Anyways, yeah. So, like, yes, I am a private person in some instances, and I am a person that likes to share every part of my life in some instances. And that's okay, I guess. So yeah, that's something I just wanted to point out. But moving on, I've been so frustrated lately in my relationship with God because ever since Lucas and I started like growing closer to him, like tithing, giving the money, like me praying every time I feel any kind of emotion, pray, teaching our children about God, going to church, everything that I do, thinking like, what would Jesus do, or what would Jesus want me to do? What would God want me to do? Like, you know, like telling him like I surrender to you, like all of that. Like, we've only been getting fucked up the ass, like every which way. Like, money is just like not a vibe. And like, honestly, that's something that like I don't really like talking about it because I feel like finances and stuff should be kept private. But like, this is what people are going through. Like, shit's expensive, and it's okay to like need support sometimes, guys. And like, we're not just sitting on our asses, you know, and then asking for support. Like, but I think to myself, I'm like, how do the people that don't have support like survive? And what would we do if we didn't have support? Like, would we just be like without a house? Would we have to go through like eviction? Like, how would we buy food? Like, there's people that don't have, like, their parents have died, or their parents don't have money, or, you know, so it's just like, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. And I have to like realize that, you guys, I'm starting to sweat and I'm like getting sticky and gross. But I walked into Lucas's mom's kitchen the other day, and I was like, you know what? You're really strong in your faith. You're experienced. You pray a lot. You read the Bible a lot. Like, help me understand why I have literally given my life to God in every which way. Me and Lucas, we're tithing with money that we need ourselves. Like, we give it to the church, and like, I don't even know if that's smart. Like, are you supposed to do that when you literally don't have money to pay for your own bills? Like, I'm like, tell me or make me understand why we are getting fucked every which way when we are doing all of these things to show God that we have faith in him. Like, okay, yes, I get it. When the devil sees that you're getting close to God, he wants to fuck that up. I'm sorry, I'm cursing. Like, I should just, like, I should figure out a way to stop when I'm talking about God, right? Yeah. He wants to figure out a way to mess that up, okay? The devil, when he sees how close you're getting to God. But it's like, for how long does he get to intercept? Like, when does God come into the, I mean, yes, I'm blessed in so many ways. I am, with my health, with like the fact that I have a kitchen and I'm in a place, like, and I have the support. Like, those are all blessings. But it's like, I also, I need more, you know, like, I want to be able to support my kids and my life and my family on my own. I want to be able to help my parents and Lucas's parents so that they don't even have to work. Like, that's the kind of position I want to be in. Like, when do those blessings come? And I just like started crying in her kitchen, and I was like, am I just going to keep getting like fucked? Because when do I, like, is the devil, as long as I'm getting close to God, is the devil just going to keep ruining my life? And she's like, you just can't give up. and I didn't plan on it. But you know, there's times when you're drowning and you start to lose sight of God, and you're worrying too much about how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? And when you're thinking about all of those things, you're not focused on God. You're not only looking up to God. And that's what He really wants. He wants you to like put your worries to the side and just look to Him. And like, apparently that's that. I don't have answers, but, and I come on here and I talk about God and I try to like encourage you guys to follow Him and lean on Him and have faith in Him. And I'm like, how can I tell people to lean on Him and have faith in Him when I am questioning things myself? And I'm like wondering, am I going to get that blessing I've been praying for this many years? Like, am I going to like, and I saw a TikTok the other day and somebody was saying God uses people that you would never think could make it, or that you never think could like actually succeed at something, and then he uses them to show the impossible. And I think the purpose of me coming on here and talking about God is so that one day you guys can see my life is going to be abundantly blessed and y'all are going to witness it. I think eventually, I kind of have faith that eventually like He is going to bless me, and He already knows, like, I share every single part of my life on here with you guys. I'm going to be like, y'all, guess what God did for me? And it could only be God. Yeah, I think He's just going to show you that, like, through me, somebody who is a cuckoo head, and that you wouldn't assume to be successful in anything. Damn, I'm roasting myself hardcore. No, you guys, I'm worthy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Um, I'm just trying to show you guys that like you're not alone in feelings of insecurity or not being all knowing when it comes to like a certain topic and still believing in it. And I don't know, this is all over the place, but it's complicated and it's confusing, but I truly think that there's purpose in it, and I hope you're getting something from it. Just moving on to something different because I'm confused and I know I make things complicated, so I don't want to like keep making things complicated. I am sick and tired of my kids being sick. like like this is one thing that I cannot stand about school, and I'm just over it. First of all, Callie had the flu, then he had a bad ear infection. Now I just burped, sorry. Now he has a cough and a cold, and Milo has a fever and a cough and a cold, and Milo had the shits and throw up vibes like last week. Like, what the heck? Like, dude, I swear the other day I had to clean up 3 poop explosions before 8:45 in the morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Like, this is exhausting. And then like sleep wise, like, dude, Lucas and me haven't like slept together by ourselves in so long, because like our kid will cough and then he'll come to our room because the coughing wakes him up. It's just one thing after another. Remember when I said we just keep getting fucked? Yeah. I'm over it. Oh, let's talk about the class really quick. The real estate class. I don't want to like forget about that. So I'm going to talk about the real estate class and then I'm going to be done because this is all over the place. But the real estate class. Okay, so we have 3 more days this week and then we are done. We take our class exam. We can sign up for the class exam any Tuesday or Thursday after we get done with these next 3 days. We had a midterm last week. Lucas and I both failed, but it's okay. I know you guys are probably like, were you not a real estate agent? How do you not know these things? It's a lot, guys. It's a lot of information. It's really hard. Like there's so much terminology and weird math and understanding of weird topics that have nothing to do with real estate. So anyways, it's hard. And I got a 69 and you had to get a 75 to pass. But let me tell you, there's like 30 people in this class and only like 5 people passed it. So that made me feel better. And Lucas got a 59, so I did better than him. And then she also said, if you got a 65 or above, you're on the right track. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. Like, I don't need to be depressed. So, yeah, we have 3 more days. And 3 more. The thing that sucks is like it's not 3 more days of going over what we've already learned. It's 3 more days of new information. Like each day is new information. I'm like, okay, let's be done. So anyways, what we're gonna do is you get 2 chances to take the final class exam. So we end the last class this Friday, and then next Tuesday there will be an exam. So I'll take the exam. And then if we fail it, then we're going to go and take the cram course, because there's a cram course, but the cram course isn't until like a couple weekends away. So I was like, I don't want to wait for the cram course to take the exam. So since we have 2 chances, we're going to take an exam before the cram course. If we don't pass it, then we'll take the cram course and take the exam again. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass it. You know what? I'm totally going to pass it because I got shit to do and I have money to make. Like I need to get on the team real quick because, yeah, like things are falling apart and bills aren't getting paid and it's scary and I don't like it. And when it comes to money, like I don't want to be stressed about money because I can't like concentrate on anything else. Well, like I have to think about, dude, fuck money. I don't want it. It's the root of all evil. So anyways, yeah, that's the vibe. My next guest, you guys, I'm almost positive. I don't want to like jinx it and then it not happen. And I need to actually really prepare for this one because I want to ask the right questions. But my mom, Glenda Baker, is going to be on the podcast, guys. So I'm excited about that. She's already asked by like actual real podcast people, even though I'm totally a real podcast person, but like, I mean like successful podcasts, she's asked to be on and like as a celebrity real estate agent because, you know, she has almost like 1 million followers on TikTok. She's a successful real estate agent that's been in the business for 30 years. And yeah, I'm excited to have her on. It's going to be so much fun. Like we're going to talk about everything. So yeah, I'm excited and can't wait to have her on and it's going to be a good time. Hopefully it gets deep and there's laughter and maybe we'll cry. I don't know. You never know. So yeah, guys, I love you. I mean it. You guys, I hope that you guys understand that I'm just trying to show you that I'm a human and people don't want to ever show that they're human. They want to show people that they're perfect, but it doesn't exist. And I'm just a big kid in a grown-up's body and it's weird and it's freaking me out because I just like would like to kind of embrace that grown-up side of me, but like I'm still figuring shit out and I'm still leaning on my parents for support, guys. Like I know, and you know what? I know I'm not the only person that does. So It's real life. It's real people. If you do have your shit together and this doesn't apply to you, good for fucking you. Like, give me some tips and advice. I'd love to know how you do it because life's crazy, man. Anyways, love you. Mean it. See you.